What's up everyone, my name is Joey and in this video we'll be discussing the new play to earn game called Ancient Realms that basically determine if this is worth an investment for you or me. So what is Ancient Realms? Ancient Realms is a RPG on the blockchain. We don't know a lot about the game yet, but it seems to be highly inspired by Runescape as far as I could do my research. You also see these elements, right? You see the sword, mage, you're seeing fishing rod, the helmet, and also if we scroll further down quickly we can see skills that are highly inspired by Runescape, okay guys? But first of all, we take an overall look at their website and their graphic design and how that basically looks like, right guys? I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but it also doesn't look good, guys. It is very simple and it doesn't show a lot of game, does it, guys? Like, what I always like to see as an investor is, for example, already like a trailer about the game or maybe some sketches or some 3D development, right guys? But I don't see anything. I see a couple of in-game elements like items and we can see some skills. We really don't see any gameplay. Yeah, highly inspired by Runescape again, guys. Melee, mage and ranger, so very generic as well, guys, not really unique. So overall I'm not really happy with how the whole website is being set up, and I've also been trying to find something about their team, because as an investor that's the number one thing that I look at, guys, because I invest in teams and projects basically comes second. Now of course the project is important too, guys, because if a project sucks really bad, then yeah, then the team also doesn't really matter. But if those two add up, and at least in my personal preferences, yeah, then I can decide if I want to put an allocation and put my capital or put a part of my capital into the project, right guys? I've tried to click on the about tab, but it doesn't bring me anywhere. So I believe it redirects you to about the game and not about the team, which is a little bit concerning to me, guys. We can also see the Twitter, Discord, Medium and Telegram, and I can't find anything about their LinkedIn page. And yeah, LinkedIn for me personally is very important, and not only personally for me, I know for a fact that for many other investors out there, LinkedIn is a very important source of information for the people behind a certain project, right guys? Because we can learn more about their skills, we can learn more about their references, the past companies and projects that they worked for. It gives us a really good idea on who these people are. And when we can't find anything regarding their team, that's a little bit concerning, because who are we giving our money to? We have not a single clue, and therefore I always personally stay away immediately if I can't find anything about the team, which seems to be the case again in this project too. And that's so sad to see, guys, because if you have nothing to hide, you would just be there out in the open introducing yourself, because you know you want people to invest in your game, you want to grow capital for the game, and therefore yeah, you're out there in the open, you're like explaining what you're gonna do, but we don't see anything about that, guys. Also, I redirected myself to the updates tab and I don't see a lot. We can see fourth progress update, third progress update, second progress update. So if we click on one of them, it redirects us to their Medium page, and yeah, we don't see a lot. These other fishes look really bad in my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys. Like, things that doesn't look good is very subjective, of course, I'm aware of that, but yeah, I think we can agree on this, guys. That doesn't look like a lot of efforts to me personally. So there's not a lot going on, and I don't see any trailers, I don't see any gameplay, and that for me is already a worry, because they're already selling their NFTs. Like, it doesn't really add up for me, because I would like to see a game first, and at least a playable game first, before they sell their NFTs personally. Now I have seen an open beta, they are under maintenance currently, so I can't play it themselves. There seems to be some game going on, but from what I've seen it's not a lot. We could see the first elements here, guys. So this is basically their game. The first thought that I had when I looked at the website, so let's go back to the website real quick. So the first idea that this game gave me was some type of a Runescape RPG, which sounds like fun combined with the blockchain, guys. Like, I have to admit, it sounds like fun. And if we look at Runescape, we already know that the graphics is not the most important aspect about the game, but gameplay is, right guys? Because a lot of people play Runescape, so therefore the gameplay must be doing something good, right guys? So if we look back at the website, this definitely gave me the idea of Runescape. So we can only imagine that we're walking around, we are training our skills, we are defeating bosses in order to obtain a certain new exciting NFT in terms of a weapon piece or a gear piece, right guys? We also have to do some fishing, we have to do some slayer even, because this is a slayer icon, I believe, or bossing, whatever that might be, right guys? So we already get a broad idea on how this game is, but if we look at the gameplay elements, we don't really see that, guys. We don't see any 3D environments. We just see, yeah, basically a text-based MMORPG, which could be fine, but it's not what I initially thought it would be. And the problem with a text-based MMORPG is that it's not really fun. It's not really full with gameplay, because the only gameplay there is basically is, for example, you click on the boss and it instantly tells you if you defeated or you died by the boss. Basically, if you need to replenish your health, it's just one click on a certain button and you healed yourself. There's not a lot of gameplay going on, guys. It's not like you're walking in this free sandbox 3D environment. That doesn't seem to be the case with this project, and that is not aligning up with my personal preference, guys. You might have a different version of that. If you find this fun, then yeah, try it out yourself and see if it's worth an investment for you. But for me personally, I don't think it holds the long term, and I don't think it holds a lot of ground, because there are a lot of competitors already jumping on this RPG blockchain niche, basically, and they are already doing like 3D sandbox type of MMORPG environments filled with dynamic gameplay elements, right, guys? So basically, if you have a standard, like low gamefied text-based MMORPG and you put that against something that is like World of Warcraft on the blockchain, what are you gonna choose, right, guys? Now, what can happen, what I can see happening for this project, I should say, is that there is a small, dedicated, loyal player base that will be seriously interested in this game and be seriously playing this game. But I don't think this has potential to become very big. That's just my personal opinion from what I see right now and currently. But yeah, I just have to base my opinion on the information that I have currently, and the information that I have is not a lot. Also, if we go to the Twitter page has been created on June 2021, which is not a long time ago, guys. It's pretty recent, and it's also, again, guys, it's a little bit of my concern, because the only thing I could find are giveaways and not any information regarding development, not any sketches, not really showing progress on their concept designs or anything. They're only giving away chests, they're only trying to sell their NFTs, and which for me, again, guys, for me personally, that is a bad sign, because I can't find anything about their team. Their game, or as far as I could call it a game, is very, very early stages, so they need to do a lot of work still on this project, but they're already too busy selling their NFTs, and that's a little bit troublesome for me, guys. It's me basically criticizing the project currently already. Yeah, we could see some map over here. That's good. I want to see more about that. Like, what can we do with those areas? Can we occupy these lands with girls and then basically earn a certain interest or tax on these lands, and basically have to fight other girls in order to occupy other type of lands or whatever? Like, what can we do with these lands? I would really like to learn more about that, but they don't really show that to us, right, guys? Yeah, again, a box or a chest giveaway. Yeah, that's not what I want to see. This is what I would like to see. We've posted our second progress update on our Medium. That's 7 August 2021, guys. So in all that time, and I've just been scrolling for 1 minute, all that time there has been posted nothing basically on their game. Very bad in my opinion. Again, guys, if you want a great comparison, go to Ambushword and look at their announcement tab. Look at their Twitter account, right, guys? You will see weekly updates on their in-depth development progress, and that's what I would like to see. That's what players like to see, and that is what, yeah, overall investors would like to see. Not giveaways, guys. It's really not interesting to me personally. Also, if you look at the roadmap, yeah, this is one of the laziest combined with pizza game roadmaps that I've seen so far, guys. They don't even state at what time a certain roadmap bulletin is going to be realized, right, guys? Because we don't see any dates. It could be 2030, or it could be 2023 or 2024. You get the idea. We don't know anything regarding time deadlines, and that is bad as an investor, because I cannot hold them accountable if they don't meet certain deadlines. And that aspect, for me personally as an investor, is very important, because if they don't meet deadlines, yeah, it can happen once, guys. There can be some problems here and there. It can happen twice even. I can see that happening. But eventually you want to see a team meeting the deadlines and be more organized within a company and their team, right? Because that shows competence, that shows skill, and this doesn't show that in any regard, because I can't hold them accountable. There's not a lot of information. Yeah, more realms, crafting, slayer skill. They don't really go in depth like slayer skill, so they assume that I know what it is. Like, I played Runescape before when I was young, so I know what it is. But a lot of people might not know what slayer skill is. Like, describe it a little bit what that means, right, guys? Especially this super secret. That's very lazy. They probably don't really have an idea for the long term how the game is going to develop, because otherwise they would have stated more bulletins or more subjects. It's not secret, guys. They don't have a clue what they're gonna do, so that is bad in my opinion. And yeah, this is what worries me the most. NFTs sold in our pre-game pre-game drops are unusable until release of the game. Like, why already go heavily into selling your boxes, loot boxes, chests, and overall NFTs? Meanwhile, your game is nowhere near what it should be, in my opinion, right, guys? There seems to be an open beta going on currently. When I tried it, I couldn't play it myself because they seem to be in some type of a maintenance. So I've looked it up. I usually always go to this guy. He always has some gameplay going on, which is very great. Play to earn world. If you want to give this guy a sub, please do so. He has really good content. I will mute this guy because I only want to see what is going on. And this is basically what is going on. He's fishing currently. And you can see, yeah, it's basically loading in seconds. It's basically a text-based MMORPG. Like nothing less, nothing more. You can't seem to be able to walk around in the 3D environment, which doesn't have to be the case, but like how much gameplay is there going on, and is that essentially going hold the long term? Like, in my opinion, I can't deny the fact that it most likely isn't, especially if you see the competitors that are already jumping on the RPG, MMORPG niche within the blockchain environment. Yeah, they have so much more dynamic gameplay and elements and events going on that, yeah, this is not really gonna sustain. That's just what I think. And also, like, the number one rule of thumb, guys, I don't seem to be able to find anything regarding the team. I don't see any faces, I don't see any names. It's very bad because that's the first thing I look at. I invest in teams, then the project, but if there is not a team available for me, then it's already a skip because I'm not gonna give away my capital to people I don't know, guys. It's so simple. If we look at their Discord real quick, I can't seem to find anything regarding the team within their Discord neither, so they're just not available, guys. They're not transparent, and that is a major, tremendous red flag for me personally. I'm not stating that if they're not available, then it's a scam. That's not what I mean. But as an investor, I want to know who they are. I want to be able to verify their references, their skills, their past work or project experiences. Like, that's what I want to see. Now, if we go to the announcement tab, guys, there's not a lot of going on. Like, we already know that this project is in a very early stage. They need to do a lot of work. And yeah, I don't see any sketches, guys. I don't see any development going on. I don't see any design work going on. That is not really good, in my opinion, guys. Here again, we can see a giveaway post, but I would like to see, for example, a new dynamic boss being announced. You know what I mean? Because I don't care about a giveaway, guys. I really don't. Something about a giveaway again, not gameplay. Yeah, and here we are already in November, guys. So yeah, we can already see that there's not a lot of going on besides giveaways in their announcement tab, which is bad. Now let's look at sneak peek, guys. So they do share some development over here, which is good. That is a good thing. That's what I like to see. Now in this particular moment, I don't really enjoy the artwork, but that's just my preference, guys. That is really subjective. You might have a different opinion, but they don't really look good to me. If I look at these assets, oof, it seems like a very, very dumbed down RuneScape for the target audience. Yeah, I can't come higher than 6-year-old, guys. Bear with me. If I see this design, for me personally, it doesn't intrigue me. But again, that's just my preference. You might have a different opinion about that. So they do show a little bit of elements here. That's what I would like to see. They do show some elements over here, I believe. Select table. Let's take a look. I'm not certain what is going on here, guys. I can't seem to figure that out. But yeah, we can figure out what this means. We already seen this screenshot before, right, guys? So this is your armor. This is your inventory, I believe, and you have to click on your items to wear them, and then heal yourself, leave fight, attack, strength, defense. Yeah, it doesn't say a lot, guys. Again, it's a text-based MMORPG in my opinion, and it's not really a dynamic 3D sandbox game, which is okay. It can still be fun. I haven't been able to play the game myself yet because they're under maintenance, but they don't show a lot. It's a chest, guys, and beside that they show some cards or items. They show a few in-game screenshots, but not a lot. And beside that, they're showing elements that are not really lining up with my personal preferences because yeah, this in my opinion, it's really bad and doesn't really look good. And the gameplay overall, I believe, lacks, in my opinion. Now let's look at the white paper, guys. Again, nothing regarding the team. So there is literally not a single piece of information regarding the team available, and that is really a tremendous red flag. Again, not a scam, not a cash grab. Essentially, if we can't find anything about the team, that's not what I'm saying. But like, I invest into teams, and if I can't find that, then it is for me a tremendous red flag because so many times people run away with their money, with the money they gain from investors, especially when they're not known. known, they don't care. Maybe they get tired of this project whenever they sold enough NFTs and they take a run. It happens many times, and at least when the team is known, they can be held accountable, right, guys? But yet again, not a lot of information going on the white paper. It's a little bit of a lazy approach. They do show some screenshots in their game system tab, which is good, so we can already see and get a feel on how the game is going to play. So that is a good thing, guys. That's what I like to see. It's not a lot, but I guess it is sufficient. But in terms of map and traveling, if we look at this example, like you can do so much more with maps and traveling and maybe occupying some land. Like I stated before, maybe girl versus girl, and you need to occupy lands in order to do the next thing. I don't know what that might be, guys, but there's so much more you can do with land and traveling, and this is the only description that they give us, so it's not a lot. We don't really get an idea on what is really going on. After leveling, your stats are getting better gear. You can adventure. Once you arrive in a new realm, you will notice the monsters will have a higher difficulty and better rewards. Yeah, it's basically this is linear stages, guys. Yeah, a little bit lacking in my opinion. Combat. A battle in ancient realms will consider several factors, but the likelihood of winning will ultimately be determined by your character's total gear score against the monster's difficulty level. Your final gear score can be affected by three things: the combat triangle, rarity, multipliers if applicable, and equipped gear score. The higher your final gear score, the more likely you are to win a monster battle. Your odds of success can be estimated through a simple formula found in this Google sheet on the victory calculator. Yeah, right. So basically you have a certain gear score, a certain strength, and if the opponent monster or boss has an equal or lower amount of skill or strength, then yeah, you're more likely to be able to defeat the monster. And if that's not the case, then you most likely not be able to defeat the monster. It's basically, yeah, it's very simple, guys. It's a little bit yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan because it's basically your gear score against monster NPC. You click on fight and then automatically the fight has been done for you, of course, because it seems like a text-based MMORPG. So the fight is instantly done. Not really interesting in terms of quality gameplay, in my opinion, guys. Repairing, healing, and tools. Not really interesting levels. Yeah, it's also very shallow, guys. Not a lot of information possible. Boss drops. Also not a lot of information going on. So we can wrap this up already. I am personally not willing to invest in this project. And the major reason because of that is that I can't find anything regarding the team. And that is just concerning to me, guys. Overall, it's a little bit of a lazy approach. I can't say it's a scam. I also can't say it's a cash grab because I do see in-game development going on. They do share the screenshot. It's just not my cup of tea, I believe. So the best advice that I can give you guys is if you don't really care about if a project has a team or not, which disclaimer again, I would highly suggest you that you do care. But if you really don't, just try this game in the near future, see if it's your cup of tea and if it holds any potential for you. Okay, guys? Because yeah, in my opinion, it doesn't show a lot of gameplay. You can only go so far in a text-based MMORPG in terms of gameplay. You can't really go in depth. They didn't go really in depth neither because there's not a lot of going on. Their overall IP, I mean, it's highly inspired by Runescape. We can all see that, guys. So it's not really unique. So that is also a little bit lazy from my opinion because even the icons, guys, if we look at these icons, they're like basically from Runescape, whereas you can also do it a little bit differently. You can have your range and mage icons look not like Runescape icons, right, guys? You can do it totally differently and have a unique IP, but yeah, they didn't do that. They basically followed Runescape. That's their choice. Yeah, roadmap also really lacks. Like I stated again, they also seem to be too busy with selling their NFTs instead of developing their game, and the game seems to be in a very early stage. So that's another concern that I'm having. So overall, I am not going to invest, but do your own due diligence, guys. Do your own research. And remember, guys, be a leader in this space and do not be a sheep. Peace out.